My boys, we have a wonderful machine in our possession, having until we fully explore the full potential of this miraculous machine. We shall tell no one.
Hello, welcome to the wonderful world of random sequencing. Today we're going to be talking about the 27-27 sequence, which is equal to 54, and we're also going to be talking about the 25 plus 25 equals 70 sequence. And so as you can see over here, we have a 54, 54, and over here the 35, 35 sequence, right? So I'm going to explain first the 35, 35 sequence. So the 35, 35 sequence is equal to a 70. So in other words, the 7 has to connect to a 0 to be completed, right? And it's usually done in two separate cells that add up to 70, 70. All right, so over here, as you can see diagonally, this 35, 35 connects to a 7. And so this cell, this 7, has to connect to two 70s. So over here we have a 0, 0, and over here we have a 0, 0. Okay, so now that we know that this answer is going to be either a 7, right, of some sort, and that 7 is 7, 17, or 27, you write those numbers down, because what happens is immediately when you see that 35, 35 play out, you write those three numbers down, 7, 17, and 27, because you already know the answer to this sequence, right? So if you happen to be in this position and you don't know what to do, you skip. You skip. If you don't know what to do there, you skip. If you don't know what to do here, you skip. But at least you know the answer already here. So in this situation here, where you don't know what to play out, notice this, that you have a statement here that's pretty powerful because it repeats itself. So either you have 45 or you have a 54. We don't know. So the 45 to me doesn't mean anything. I can't make any sense of that. So I'm going for the 54. So what is the 54? The 54 is equal to 27 plus 27. So this to me, 54 is 54. This to me, 54 is 54, right? So we know that 54 is going to create a 27-27 sequence, okay? So as we see the cell, we're in this position right here, right? So the payload is going to be right here. So we know that there's going to be a 27 of some sort, right? So in other words, we're going to be playing out all 7s, 7, 17, and 27. But here's the thing. What happens if the 2 plays out like it did here, right? So it played out 27 this way, right? So you would definitely want to play out a 2, just for security reasons, right? And what happens if the 20 gets played out? Because 20 linked to a 7, that's also going to make 27, right? So your options on this cell right here is going to be 2, 7, 17, 27, and 20. If you play those, you're going to hit, okay? So essentially, this is already taken care of. So we know that the 7 is going to be sequenced right here, and we know that the best option, because you already got a 2 there, so it's definitely going to be a 7, right? So the 7 happens to be a high value number because this makes 27. Okay, but you're still going to be playing out all these options, 7, 17, and 27. You'll hit on one of those, definitely. Okay, so now you hit on 7. So now in this environment where you have 35 plus 35, you know that you're going to have to play out two 70s here. So these two cells right here are reserved for this cell right here because they're going to have to form two 70s like it did here, right? Because you have a 7 linked to a 0, that's 170. If you have a 7 linked to this 0, that's also 70. So you created two 70s. So there's two cells here are reserved for this cell, right? For this sequence right here. So you already know the answer to this cell and this cell because it has to form two 70s, right? So you're going to play all zeros. You're going to play 0, double 0, 10, 20, and 30. So those 5 numbers are going to be played out right here in this cell and also this cell, because then it'll sequence to two 70s. 70 here, 70, 70 here, 70, and you'll definitely make a 70 with all these zeros. So now we're in this position right here, and we got to figure out what's going to happen, right? So we already taken care of one of the 27s. There's 2 linked to a 7, that's 27, right? So we're missing this 27 right here. So the opportunity of making this 27 is right here. So we know that if we link a 2 to a 7, we definitely will make a 27. So essentially we'll have 27 here and 27 here. So you have completed this sequence that makes 54. Right here we have 54, and right here we have 54. Now the reason why we're acting on this, because it's a repeat of a statement here. 54, 54. That kind of describes the environments that's going to be played out. So we're counting on this 27, 27 sequence to which equals 54 to be played out, and it did actually. So I want to so essentially we knew the answer here and we knew the answer here, and these 2 cells here were reserved for this cell. So this is before they even happened, because what happens if you're here? We haven't even played out these 2 numbers, right? But we already know that this 7 is going to be linked to this all zeros and all zeros here. So this is like the future. So if you're in this cell, you already know the answer here. You know this cell, and you know this cell, because it's going to have to form a 70. So that's kind of amazing, right? So and even this cell, because if you see this, you know that this is a 54. You're going to have a 27 sequence, and so so this is 27. You missed just one more 27, and there it is. It plays out. But for safety reasons, obviously you're going to be playing out all 7s, like here, 7, 17, and 27, right? For security reasons. But you're going to definitely hit. So what you got here is that you hit on this number, you hit on this number, and then you hit on this number, and this is like the future, because you haven't even played out this numbers, but you already know that this is going to be all zeros, and and this one is going to be all zeros too, So I want to note one other thing here, is that like I said, when you see a 35-35 sequence, there's the payload. If you see a 35-35 sequence going down like this, the payload's right underneath it. If you see a 35-35 sequence go this way, the payload is right adjacent. So like it's just a half step away. So half step, payload, half step, payload, half step, payload. So I hope you enjoyed this sequence. This is the 27 equals to 54. The 35 plus 35 equals 70, and remember it's 70 twice, like I did here, right? 70, 70. All right, so thank you very much for listening, and we're going to continue on the next sequence.
And folks, as always, please click the subscribe button below, show some love, give me some thumbs up. I have links below with PayPal and Patreon, and I will see you on the next wonderful world of random sequencing.